Alright guys, as impressive that it looks. So the wife, today's Saturday, the wife just went shopping. She'll be back shortly. When she comes back, I'll jump up on the roof and get the antenna off and put it back in the box. And it's going back. It's going back. It doesn't give enough to where I can say it's worth. It's just not worth it to me. Now maybe if you have zero signal and it helps a little bit, yeah. But in my case, I personally don't think it's worth the $300. Now this phone is also going back. Not because I don't like it, because I like the phone. I'd really like to order another one, but I'm just kind of shell-shocked at this point. I like the feel of this phone. I really like the phone, and for $75, it's not bad. The problem is, here's the problem. It takes a micro SIMs, smaller than the SIMs that's in there, and I just can't unplug my SIMs to plug it in to try it. I have to order SIMs or go to the store, the AT&T, and get a SIMs. And for that reason alone, it's just too much of a hassle for me to even try getting another one to find out that it doesn't work. So, as much as I like it, it's not going to happen. That's all there is to it. And I really like that phone. For $75, it's great. If it worked. It's got a problem with the SIMs slot. It just fits in there, and it doesn't. It doesn't snap in. It doesn't lock in. It goes way in, then you can't get it out until you kind of bang on the phone on the side to get it out, and it's just a nightmare. It really is. So, I even took it to AT&T, and they checked the SIMs. The SIMs was activated. The SIMs was good. It was just a slot that holds the SIMs on this. Now it could be it's just a bad one. Now I did get it from Amazon, and it was supposed to be new. And when it came, it looked new. It didn't say anything about refurbished or used or anything like that. It was new. So, and see what happens is when you get a new one, and I've seen it happen before, when I have my shop. Sometimes when you get a new product and it's got a problem with it, sometimes it's the run. So that whole run will have a problem, and I don't want to take a chance of reordering and getting part of that same run. So at that point, I may try it again, but it will be, a few months before I order another one. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I don't know if you guys remember, I had a 8-inch phone that gave me a year of good service. I was really surprised how well it worked for a $100 phone. Plus, it was an 8-inch screen. It was the size of a tablet. The only thing was, it was a little slow. But I don't use it for gaming. I don't use it for video. Seldom do I even use it for internet. When I use my phones, it's for phones, text, an occasional email, maybe an app every now and then, but more than likely it's just being used for those things. So speed, yes, I like to have speed. Even on a computer, I want speed. But there are certain places where I don't really need it. So why pay for it? And if a $100 phone gives me what I need, why spend $1,000 for the phone to do the same thing? Makes sense. And this $100 phone, if it gives me a year's service, I'll buy another one in a year. You know, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal here. So, and as long as it takes the same SIMs, which it did, I just unplug the SIMs and plug it into the other phone. It's not that it's a big deal. So, you know, the micro SIMs is another story. You know, I don't feel like getting back and forth to the phone company, because it's only a matter of time where they're going to tell me, listen, we got to charge you. You know, and you know, I mean, it's not their fault, you know, so I can't expect them to keep, you know, wasting man hours and material for me to check out phones. That's all there is to it. Now, if I still had my store, it'd be a different story, because I used to burn the SIMs, and if it worked, I activated. If it didn't work, I'd chop it up, throw it away. So now I can go, if I get another one of those, to the phone store and say, listen, let's just try a bad one. I know you got a bad one around here someplace. I just want to plug it in and see if it works, if it fits. Because if it fits right, it'll work. All right, but I don't know. So I ordered the other one. That'll be in hopefully within the next couple days. I'm thinking probably Tuesday or so of this coming week. So about another 3 or 4 days. And we'll take it from there. All right. I gave you an idea on what One Light did last night. I took it out here about 10 o'clock and I shined it out in the yard. Now here you can see that I have 8-gauge wire, because I'm feeding 4 leads, 4 lights. Each ground will be grounded separately when I bolt it to the bracket that I already have bolted on the hood, on the bumper. So that's all set there. However, when I was running the light last night, I was using some real thin 18-gauge wire. Now, it has 12 volts on it, but it doesn't have, nor would it have, especially the length of it, doesn't have the amperage that I would probably have needed. So it worked, and I was happy with the way it was working, even with a thin wire. But at that point, it's going to work much better once I get it hooked up to the van using the proper wire, which is the 8-gauge. So, because you got to figure, I'm tying these all in to one switch, and with them all being tied into one switch, each one having a wire on it of a certain gauge, that looks like it's probably I don't know what that may be. I know it's not going to be, maybe a 12. It may be a 12 gauge. I don't know. Maybe 16. But yeah, it's probably a 16 or so. So if I take all 4 of them, I don't want to run all 4 of them into a 16 gauge. You follow? So at that point I wanted to up it and have enough left over. The 12 volts will show 12 volts, but is it going to have the amperage that it needs? If it doesn't, they're not going to be as bright as they should be, and eventually they're just going to prematurely blow. You know, and it works the same. I think I told you about the ice maker on our boat and our refrigerator on the boat, how it kept blowing because I didn't have enough amperage coming from the dock. You know, I had the volts, I didn't have the amps, and I blew the ice maker twice and the refrigerator once. You know, and the guy at the marina, he had no idea what the hell I was talking about. Yo, you got 116 volts. Listen, it's the amps, I'm telling you. You know. So anyway, needless to say, I left that marina and never had a problem after that. But meanwhile, that's that. So I'm going to try to get those hooked up today. I don't know if I'm going to get them hooked up or at least on. You know, if I can get them on and I'm motivated into it, I could probably get it through. I just got to get this through the firewall, which, believe it or not, as big as that truck is, it's a pain in the ass trying to find places to get through the firewall or to even drill through the firewall. So I got to get this through the firewall. Now I have plenty of amperage and voltage inside already, so I don't have to worry about that. The only thing I do want to pick up, and I don't have one, is a foot switch. You know those high beam, low beam switches that we used to have on the older cars? Well, I want to put one of those down there, so when I just go, I can go and click on all four. This way I don't have to worry about switching and up and down and all that. I just boom, boom, because that's kind of like instant boom, boom. You know, it's there. We used to use it. We know how it works. You know, I don't have to look or go out of my way. You know, the worst thing to do is you're doing something, you want to turn on your lights, now you got to look for the right switch. I ain't got time for that. Just click, click, it's done. So, keep your eyes on the road. You know? So, alright. I am going to back down for a minute, and I don't know why I even started doing this recording. Oh, it was probably about those lights and about that going back, and that going back. We got everything ready. So, like I say, guys, I don't want to say don't buy it. It's a $300 unit. I may be expecting more than I was getting, but the gain on this amplifier, both in and out, just doesn't seem to be where I need it to be, you know, or where I expected it to be. I expected to turn this on and see at least a bar, hopefully 2 bar increase, and stable. You know, not standing in one place and going, okay, I got 2 bars. Oh, it's flickering 3. Oh, okay, I got 2 again. Oh, wait a minute, I got 3. You know, and not moving, you know, other than turning in a circle. It's just not it. That's just not it. You know, a good amplifier is going to give me a good signal, regardless if I'm standing here or if I'm standing over here. You know, if it tells me 2,500 square feet and I'm standing within 3 feet of it and can't get any signal, you know. And I also tried it a little further out. I did walk into the living room. You know, I've tried it at different distances. You know, sometimes if you get too close, you can overload something. So, you know, I got into a lot of it, but it's just not for me. You know, like I say, if you're on a camper, you know, and you're out and about, you know, and you can get 1 bar or 2 bars out of it from 0 bar, then by all means it's worth it, you know. But to me, I don't think so. Okay, save your money and buy something a little bit better. And it may take a little bit longer, but again, it's hard. You know, it's easy for me to talk, you know, but for somebody that's in a pinch and now they got to get it done, you know, and have no signal, it's important that they have signal, you know, and they got $300 in their pocket. You know, they may not want to wait another month or two. You know, they may not be able to wait another month or two. Well, in a pinch, if it works, you try it. I mean, that's all I can tell you. All right. You know, or go to the cell phone store. I'm sure they sell them. And if you don't like it, you bring it right back. You know, and you can pay for it monthly. So, all right. Anyway, that's where I'm at. And in some places, if you're not getting the service, they'll give you one. So, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I gotta finish my coffee. Sorry for the sun, but there we are. Now I started to run the wire, as you can see, and I'll be finishing that in a few minutes. There we are. So at least they're on. I got the wire up into here. So now I got to get it through the firewall, which I do have a hole somewhere down underneath that booster. I don't remember exactly where it is. And as long as the sun is coming in on me at the angle that it is, probably not going to be able to see it. So what I'll do is I will end up pushing a feed through from the inside out. And it should come out down there someplace, and then I can see it at that point, and then I'll grab it, and then I'll attach this to it and hopefully pull it through. So it sounds like a plan. However, if it's a plan that's going to work, that's another story. So that's where we're at, and that's probably the way I'm going to leave it for now, because it's getting chilly out here. It's cold. I'd really like to work on the alarm. Now, if I can get away from the breeze, it'll be fine. However, with the sun coming in the way it's coming in right now, it'll just be right in my face. And if I turn the van around, I'll be getting the breeze coming in from my back. It'll come right into the door and feed right into the van. So this is the best place and position for the van for me to work on the alarm, except for the sun right now. So hopefully in about another hour I may be able to get out here.